मैत्रेय उवाच इति तो भगवान् एवं कपिलाख्य परः पुमान् वाच विक्लवयेति आहा मात्र वत्सला मैत्रेय उवाच इति तो भगवान् एवं कपिलाख्य परः पुमान् वाच अविक्लवय आहा मै मात्र वत्सला मैत्रेय उवाच इति तो भगवान् एवं कपिलाख्य परः पुमान् वाच अविक्लवया आहा मात्र वत्सला. Translation. Thus the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Kapila, satisfied by the words of his mother, towards whom he was very affectionate, replied with gravity. Okay. Since the Lord is all perfect, his exhibition of affection for his mother was also complete. After hearing the words of his mother, he most respectfully, with due gravity and good manners, replied. Hmm. Yeah. And then we'll also take the next words, his reply. Kapila Uvacha Margana Margana Anina Mataste Chuse Vena Uditena Me Astitena Param Kastam Achirad Avarotyasi. Kapila Uvacha Margena Anina Mataste Chuse Vena Uditena Me आस्तितेन परम काष्टम अचिरात अवरोच्यसि. कपिलोवाच मार्गेण अनेन मातः मातते सुसेवेन उदितेन मे अस्तितेन परम काष्टम अचिरात अवरोच्यसि. The personality of Godhead said, my dear mother, the path of self-realization, which I have already instructed to you, is very easy. You can execute this system without difficulty, and by following it, you shall very soon be liberated, even within your present body. Devotional service is so perfect that simply by following the rules and regulations and executing them under the direction of the spiritual master, one is liberated. As it is said herein, from the clutches of Maya, even in this body. In other yogic processes or in empiric philosophical speculation, one is never certain whether or not he is at the perfection stage. But in the discharge of devotional service, if one has unflinching faith in the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master and follows the rules and regulations, he is sure to be liberated, even within this present body. Srila Rupa Goswami in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu has also confirmed this. Here, Yashari Darshe, regardless of where he is situated, anyone whose only aim is to serve the Supreme Lord under the direction of the spiritual master is called Jivan Mukta, or one who is liberated even with his material body. Sometimes doubts arise in the minds of neophytes about whether or not the spiritual master is liberated, and sometimes neophytes are doubtful about the bodily affairs of the spiritual master. The point of liberation, however, is not to see the bodily symptoms of the spiritual master. One has to see the spiritual symptoms of the spiritual master. Jivan Mukta means that even though one is in the material body, there are still some material necessities since the body is material, because one is fully situated Because one is fully situated in the service of the Lord, he should be understood to be liberated. Liberation entails being situated in one's own position. That is the definition in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Mukti Swarupena Vyavastitaha. The Swarupa or actual identity of the living entity is described by Lord Chaitanya. Jivera Swarupa hai Krishna Nityadas. The real identity of the living entity is that he is eternally a servant of the Supreme Lord. If someone is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord, he is to be understood as liberated. One must understand whether or not he is liberated by his activities in devotional service, not by other symptoms. Om Agyanatiminandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manabhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swamrupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shiguru Shigrita Padakamanam Shiguru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathavitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pariyana Sahitam Sri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Sapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhayo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Again the two verses. मैत्रेय उवाच इदितो भगवान् एवं कपिलाख्य परापुमान् वाच विक्लव्येति आह मातरमात्रवत्सल and Kapila uvacha marg margena anena mataste susevyena uditena me astitena param kastam achirad avarochasi. The personality of God has said, my dear mother, the path of self-realization, which I have already instructed to you, is very easy. You can execute this system without difficulty, and by following it, you shall very soon be liberated, even within your present body. So, we see here in this chapter um, conclusion of the conversation between Devahuti and Lord Kapila, mother and son, where Mother Devahuti is asking questions, and Maitreya Muni in the previous verses, ninth verse is mentioning, it's satisfied by the words. In fact, in the previous few verses, Mother Devahuti is offering prayers to Lord Kapila, and satisfied by the words of his mother, towards whom he was very affectionate. Lord Kapila replied with gravity that devotional service is so great. Right? He replied that devotional service is so great that just by practicing it, right? Just by practicing devotional service with full determination, um, based on the instruction of the spiritual master, one is liberated. There was this conversation going on in Nityam Bhagavata Sevya of Dhruva Maharaj. Just by practicing devotional service with full determination and sincerity, under the instruction of spiritual master Narad Muni. Now, when we practice devotional service with full determination, austerities are there around it to supplement our practice, right? Waking up early in the morning, chanting the rounds, right? All those austerities are there, but that supplements our devotional service, or that supplements our execution of following the orders of the spiritual master. Just like Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, which Tirubhav Maharaj service today. He instructed his disciple, his Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, that since your English is so good, preach this message of Mahaprabhu in the West. And with so much difficulties, in fact, that we can consider that as a modern day austerities. Srila Prabhupada came here to spread the message of Mahaprabhu. Right. Before he prepared to come here, in a tiny room in Radha Damodar Mandir, and daily he would pray to the six Goswamis. Daily he would pray to the six Goswamis that please give me, please empower me, that strength to carry out the instruction of my spiritual master. Right? And then he did. He came here with meager $8 and so much austerities, whether it is cold winter, whether it is at Gopal Agarwal's place, right? Whether uh, around him he was seeing hippies, drug addicts, right? Where initially said the Bawri, his manuscript, his roommate was so hallucinating by taking drugs. He almost stole his manuscript. And Prabhupada immediately left that particular place. Right. So much austerities. But with full determination that, the instruction of my spiritual master is there, that preach in West. And so many other God brothers would criticize it, why Swamiji you have gone to the West. And Srila Prabhupada would say, they are thinking that I am left the instruction of my spiritual master, or I am separated from my spiritual master, but I am not separated from my spiritual master for one single moment. Right? For one single moment, he was not separated from his spiritual master. Why? Because he was always carrying that instruction of his spiritual master within his heart. He didn't come here for sense gratification. He mentioned, I'm not come here to take something, I've come here to give something. Right? Despite heart attacks during the journey, we all took the easy journey, fly in this airline or that airline, Srila Prabhupada's first journey was in a cargo ship, Jaladuta, which took 1 month, right? 1 month almost to come here. But despite all the hardships, going through heart attacks during the car of his journey, he carried out the instruction of his spiritual master with full determination, right? And gave Krishna consciousness to whoever he met, right? Gave Krishna consciousness to whoever he met. Whether it was at Gopal Agarwal's place and town in Butler, Pennsylvania, or in New York, or in the most downtrodden area of San Francisco, or throughout the world, right? Pitviti Achyata Nagaradigram Sarvatra Pachara Hobe Moranam. Why? Because he was firm in carrying out the instruction of his spiritual master. And when one is firm in carrying out the instruction of his spiritual master, right? Yasha Hridasya Karmana Manasagira Nikalasu Api Avastasu Jivan Muktasu Vichate. Right? When by his mind, body, and words he surrendered, right? Then even while carrying out duties in the material world, he is in a liberated stage. Jivan Muktasu Vichate is in a liberated stage. Right? And we see the results where the temples are there all over the world. Yesterday I had, one sales girl of a the vendor who had come down to the temple, uh, talking about, their product, competitive product to Square App. Um, and I was talking, and she was from Taiwan. And then I was mentioning that, our restaurant is basically, part of our temple. And we are the Hare Krishnas, we are there all over the world. And right, even in Taiwan, we are there. And immediately I Googled for ISKCON Taiwan, showed her the address, and she looked at the address, expanded in the maps, and he said, "Oh, that's where I went to school. Very close to the temple, I went to the school. And my mother works there, very close to the temple." I said, "See, next time you go, please visit our temple there. It's called Taiwan." How is that possible? How was that possible? Because of sincere surrender of um, Srila Prabhupada to the instructions of his spiritual master Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, where Krishna consciousness is spreaded in almost every parts of the world. And Bhagavad Gita is distributed in almost every parts of the world. So that's why we stress so much on this distribution of Bhagavad Gita, that even at places where we won't have temple, our books should go there, because they are like time bombs. They will spread the message everywhere, right? They spread the message everywhere. And that's why this year's goal was 42 million Bhagavad Gitas to be distributed throughout the world. Right? That's the glories of and distribution. And Srila Prabhupada, again, we see his determination that till his last breath, he went on translating the books of Goswamis, right? Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Chaitamrita, and so many other books, right, in a very short span. A very short span. That's then that stage, they are Nitya Mukta stage, right? Uh, Eternally liberated, right? Eternally liberated. When one follows the instruction of his spiritual master with firm determination, one who has implicit faith in the orders of one spiritual, so the, to follow the orders of his spiritual master and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, to him, all the purpose of the Vedic literature is automatically revealed. Is automatically revealed. Right? Okay, are there any discussions on these 3 minutes which are left?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada got the instruction, you are a young man, you speak English, go and preach in English.
Yeah.
This was then in his first meeting, so he was about 24, 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And then Prabhupada came to the Western world when he was 69.
Mm-hmm.
So about 40, 45 years later.
Mm-hmm.
And we also know that Prabhupada is a Shaktavesha avatar. He's pure.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, he had his family life and all those other responsibilities. But then, even after that, what was the reason Prabhupada waited to come in his old age, where if he could have come earlier?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was preparing. We see that after his first initial instruction, after 12 years, right, after 12 years, he took initiation from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Not that immediately he took initiation. And then he was as you mentioned, he was a businessman. And at that time, no, he felt that, like many of us working, we feel that, let me support the mission of my spiritual master. And he would support the mission of the spiritual master. He wanted to be, that his business becomes as lucrative as the Birlas and Tatas at that particular time, right? So that he can use those resources in spreading Krishna consciousness. And Krishna till certain point allowed that, and later on, when he saw the reversals, in that reversals also, he saw the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That, the Lord has something else planned for me. And in that also, he took that as a mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Right? Many times we see reversals. We see, what is going to happen? Oh, my job gone. Oh, what is going to happen? He didn't feel like that. He saw that. He saw reversals even in his family life. And immediately took that as a sign that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has some other plan. And he accepted that. And he tried, also started preaching. Even during his Grihastha life, he was preaching. Whether it is in Allahabad, whether it is in, but later on, as a full-time devotee, he established a League of Devotees in Jhansi, and he uh, started publishing the Back to Godhead magazine, right? So he was not sitting idle. But then he felt that at the end of the day, my spiritual master has instructed me to go to the West. So the instruction of the spiritual master, when the instruction is there within your heart, right? over a period of time. It may take some time before it gets fulfilled, right? um, we had the instruction of our spiritual masters and DBC's preach in the central New Jersey area. It took us some time before the temple manifested, right? But compared to that, now com- it, ours was very insignificant compared to what Srila Prabhupada had done, where he just took that instruction to his heart, right? And spread Krishna consciousness all over, right? So, yes, years might take, time might go by in between, but we see that during all those time, um, either was going through his household life and supporting his spiritual master and the mission of his spiritual master more and more, and finally preparing to come to the West. And we see so many struggles even in coming to the West. He didn't have the money to come to the West, right? Then continuously going to Sumati Morarji, said, "Oh, please, you own this shipping company. Please allow me a free passage. I don't have the money to go to US to carry out the instruction of my spiritual master." And we see what did he come with? He didn't come with volumes of clothes and this and that, as what we do when to fill up our two bags. He came with books, a trunk of books, right? Srimad Bhagavatam, first volume Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's what we see, that to follow the instruction, it might take some time. But if the instruction is right within your heart, slowly and slowly you will prepare for that instruction. Is that okay, Amitabh?
Yeah, I can understand this preparation, Prabhu, but he is a pure devotee, no? So what preparation is required for him?
So a pure
Or-
devotee, for a pure devotee also, through a pure devotee, Krishna sets examples,
Okay, yeah.
right? Like Prahlad Maharaj is a pure devotee. Why he had to go through all this uh, throwing him from the mountain and putting him in the fire and giving him poison and all those things? Why he had to go through all that thing? The
Mm,
Pandavas, why they had to go through so much trials and tribulations, right? Because
mm,
through their life, the Supreme Personality of Godhead establishes a message of what determination is, what being fixed to the orders of spiritual master is, right?
mm, mm.
Is that okay?
Yeah, Prabhu, very nice. Thanks.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Okay, we'll end here. Thank you all. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. Very special day. Uh, Disappearance of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, the spiritual master of Srila Prabhupada, our founder Acharya. Fasting till noon, and then regular prasadam. Right. We will have discussion of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj's lifetime in the evening on our Zoom channel. So please tune in. Okay. We'll offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama, Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Shino Shingo Jaina Shingo Jai Jaina Shingo Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Bringa Mugravira Maha
Graviram Mahavishnu, Dalandam Sarvatomukam,
No Shingam Bishana Badra
Bhadram
Vidya Nami
Namami.
Shinga Bhagwan ki Jai
Jai,
Prahlad ki Jai.
Jai.
Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas, Vancha Kalpataru, Kripa Sindhu,
Vibhajan
Patita,
Patidana
Pavane
Bhavanebhyo
Vaishnave
Vaishnavebhyo
Namo
Namo
Namah.
Vaishnavinda ki
Ki
Jai,
Jai
Raj, Srimad Bhagavatam,
Bhagavatam Ki Jai
Jai,
Srila Prabhupada
The
ki,
Ki
Jai.
Jai
Lord Premanande.
Vande Hari Hari
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, everybody. Hari Bol,
We
Hare
have
Krishna.
discussion about Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Where? In temple or on
On
what?
Zoom, on our Zoom channel in the
7?
evening from 7 to 8. Yeah.
Okay. Great.
On our regular Zoom channel, we have this.
Yes, Chaitanya Chaitanya Chaitanya. Yeah, so
Simesha Prabhu, please make
yeah,
it.
yeah, we'll do that. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Hare
Yeah.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you, everybody. Hari Bol.
Hare. Thank you, Madhupati. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.
Hare Krishna.